This is Eric Muathe, Muathe.com. Let's take a look here at CVNA from a weekly chart, and this is going to be a follow-up to a video I did a couple of weeks ago. Actually, it was after this massive drop here is when I recorded the initial video. So this is going to be part 2 of 2. Makes sense? So again, this is going to be part 2 of 2. And so that we can have a continuation from the previous video, if we take a look at the line from the previous video, which is right here, something like that. And what this line gave us at the time was the reason why we had this pullback zone here, right here. And this is because of resistance of the RSI at this point right there. Now, if you squint, you might notice that even right now, we seem to be showing another movement above the red line and back below it. In other words, this might be forming another uniform action above the line and back below it. And even though price has been all over the place, the RSI really has not moved much. In fact, here I can justify that the RSI has continued to give the same message, that this is ultimately an area of resistance. Which means, over the last 5 weeks or so, this stock has just been moving around, up and down, but really not much has changed. And again, it brings back the idea, this understanding that patience is needed before some of these big moves take place. So, if the stock truly is going to see higher prices, then it must take out the RSI line here and continue moving higher. Regardless of what happens with price, this is a must if the stock is going to see higher prices. As of right now, things are pointing lower based on the fact that the same RSI line continues to be a problem. And in fact, we can see confirmation of potential resistance from another vantage point by simply taking a line connecting the prior RSI highs. So let me make that a little bit to where we can see what's going on. Alright, so here's the line. And what this line gives us is a line connecting the prior highs, of course, right? I mean, that's kind of given, but let me just highlight the area connecting the highs throughout this process here. You might notice, again, that if we take my understanding of how the RSI works, again, this is all my original work, uniform activity above an established line, above and back below it. In other words, what we are seeing here with this movement of the RSI, where we have a line going down and then we have the RSI forming a nice, well balanced, uniform rejection. In other words, it goes above the line and back below it. And again, I'm talking about this area here, which is what I'm showing here. This by itself is confirmation that you are being set up. This is a trap. This is a trap. It's a confirmation of a trap, and that's why I call this uniform action. Uniform action tends to be a message of manipulation and that things are just about to be flipped. And you can see that this is true because this is a well-established line. The blue line is well-established, connecting prior highs, and then you spent a week above it and then aggressively back below it. This was a well-designed trap because they knew exactly where prices would be in the coming weeks. Chew on that for a moment. And now we can see that the same line, the blue line, was resistance here at this weekly highs and is pointing down again after last week's close. So if I take out all those lines so we can see this clearly, we can see top side resistance, where we see a double top on the same line, and now bring back the line from the prior video, which is going to be part 1 as such. And again, here we see confirmation of double top. So 2 lines sending us the same hidden message that this is coiling, setting the stage more than likely for the next major trend being down. Keep in mind, we always have to be open to other potentialities, which means a breakout above both lines is actually a sign of gearing for higher prices. This is not time for me to sign up because I need to discuss the monthly quickly here and briefly. We can see right now the monthly is doing its best to break out based on the prior monthly closing high, and as of right now it is back below that monthly breakout level. But more importantly, even with that breakout, we can see the MACDs and the RSIs do not meet the minimum requirements for the ultimate Muathe breakout. And again, this is my own researched method, which is needed for a quality breakout. So here we don't have the minimum requirements of the RSI and the MACDs, which is another reason why one would suspect, if you put all this together, things are pointing to the probability of lower prices for this individual stock and potentially for the general market. This is Eric Muathe with Muathe.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. ECS, and so it is. Namaste.